What is happening, everyone? TLP, the Liverpool Prophet, back again with another match preview. It is that time of the week again where we look ahead to another game being played by our beloved Liverpool. So today we are going to be previewing the Inter Milan versus Liverpool game that will be taking place tomorrow in the Champions League away at the San Siro Stadium. So as usual, I'm going to be giving you guys my score prediction for the game, of course, my thoughts and feelings on the game, and of course, I will give you guys my predicted lineup, the team that I think will face Inter Milan tomorrow when the game kicks off. So, without further ado, people, do remember if you are new to the channel, drop a like on the video if you are enjoying it. It's much appreciated. Do sub to the channel as well and turn notifications on so you know whenever a video drops. And of course, get down below in the comments and let me know your thoughts and feelings on the game. Without further ado, then, let's just get straight into the video. Inter Milan versus Liverpool. Now, this is another must-win game for Liverpool because should we not win this game, we're in real danger of not making the top 8 of the UCL, meaning we won't automatically qualify for the round of 16. Now, if we don't automatically qualify for the round of 16, that will send us into the playoff rounds, where in January we will have to play extra games to try and qualify for the round of 16. And we don't want that. The way Liverpool are playing at the moment, the last thing we want is to be playing extra games, meaning more likely that injuries happen, more likely that fatigue kicks in, and it's more likely that in general we'll lose a lot more players. So we want to qualify automatically by getting the top 8 and getting to the round of 16 that way. Otherwise, like I said, we're going to be playing extra games in January and we don't want to be doing that. It's very different to last season when we topped the Champions League table and we qualified easily. This season, it's a very, very different story. So we've got to win. We have to win, else we can kiss goodbye to qualifying through from the top 8. Obviously, without wins against Atletico Madrid and against Real Madrid, we'd probably be a lot worse off. But losses to PSV Eindhoven and Galatasaray have caused us to be in a position where we're very, very likely to now not qualify from the top 8 and be sent into the playoff round. So if we want any hope of qualifying from the top 8, we need to win this game. We have to be getting the win in this game to even have a hope. So it's a must-win game in that sense of the word. In terms of the game itself, how do you feel? How do I feel about this? I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure how I feel about this game. Now, with the way we've been playing, obviously we're dropping points against Leeds, Sunderland, the likes of Forest. That's all well and good. But when you perform like that against an established European powerhouse such as Inter Milan, when you go to a ground such as Inter Milan, you're going to get shown up. Let's be totally honest. You are going to get shown up. And the way we've played recently, if we play the way we did against Leeds, or the way we did against Nottingham Forest, or even the way we did against Sunderland, Inter Milan are going to absolutely wipe the floor with us. Let's be totally honest about it. They're going to have fun with us. So it's important that we actually put in a performance because we can't get away with playing poorly and relying on individual brilliance to win us this game. Because look, Inter Milan are no bugs. Let's be totally honest about it. So we have to put in a good performance. Am I confident for the game? However, genuinely, people, the answer is no. I mean, would you be confident when you look at a team that lost 3-0 at home to Nottingham Forest, who are in the relegation zone, when we drew 1-1 at home to Sunderland, who Manchester City dispatched of easily, when we drew 3-0 against Leeds, who are also relegation level? Would you be confident going away to Inter Milan after those results? Because I wouldn't be. I certainly wouldn't be. But we are where we are. We move. Like I said, Inter Milan are no mugs. Let's be honest, Inter Milan are a European powerhouse. They are Champions League royalty. Now, I don't know much about Inter Milan this season. I know they got to the final last season. Obviously, they got a 6-0 spanking in the final. They no longer have Pippo Inzaghi as their manager. I believe they have a new manager. So I'm not sure who plays for them. I'm not really sure where they are in the Serie A. And I'm not sure what they're like. But make no mistake, Inter Milan are Inter Milan. Going away to the San Siro, that is a stadium and a half. A proper European stadium. It's going to be tough. Their fans will be right up for it. The crowd will be right up for it. That stadium is royalty. So it's very easy to crumble in that stadium should you go 1-0 down. And if Liverpool go 1-0 down, I'm very, very concerned how the game goes because the atmosphere will get really, really intense. And we've shown this season we don't have the stomach. We don't have the mentality. We are very weak. So should Liverpool go 1-0 down in this game, I'm worried that we could absolutely hold 3 or 4 because Inter Milan will just swarm all over us. They'll start to feel confidence from their crowd, their fans. The players will start to feel confidence on the pitch, and Liverpool players will just crumble as we have done a lot this season. If we're crumbling against Leeds, I can only imagine what could happen against Inter Milan. So I'm not confident. Inter Milan, like I said, they're no mugs. Champions League royalty, Italian royalty, a very, very tough stadium to go to away in Europe. So I'm not expecting an easy game there. I'm not expecting an easy game at all, really. So there's that. As for team news for the game, looks like Federico Chiesa will not be travelling with the team. It also looks like Cody Gakpo will not be travelling with the team. I'm not sure whether he's picked up a knock, but he won't be travelling with the team, so he won't be available. Now, this puts Arne Slot in a little bit of a dilemma because Cody Gakpo is the one he always starts off the left hand side of the wing, no matter what, no matter how poor he is, he will always play. Now, without Cody Gakpo for this game, without Federico Chiesa in this game, it's going to be very interesting to see what Arne Slot does off the left hand side of the wing. Does he give it to Rio Ngomora? Does he throw Rio Ngomora under the bus in a Champions League game away at Inter Milan at the San Siro and play him? Or does he maybe work a way around it? Does he play someone else off the wing? Going to be very interesting to see what Arne Slot does off the left-hand side because he can't use Gakpo. Gakpo, of course, hasn't travelled. He won't even be able to use Federico Chiesa. Not that he would have anyway. So everything points to him throwing Rio Ngomora into this game. And if he does that, he's an even bigger disgrace than I thought was possible because you blanked a kid all season after he scored the winning goal at Newcastle. And now you throw him into an away game against Inter Milan, a Champions League team that are no mugs. That'd just be a joke. Let's be totally honest about it. Throwing a youngster into a game like that is just professional suicide. So I don't think Arne Slot should do that, but he might not have a choice because he'll have no one else to play off the left wing. So who plays off the left wing tomorrow will be very, very, very interesting to see. Um, Very, very interesting. As for other team news, I think everyone else is fine. Like I said, Chiesa's not available, Gakpo's not available, so I think, of course, Bradley will be back as well. I think Bradley keeps his position at right back. I think Robbo, of course. I think everyone else is available pretty much for this game. The only ones who aren't available are Gakpo and Chiesa. So, in terms of the game, of course, the last time we played Inter Milan, I believe, was back in 2021, 2022, when Jurgen Klopp was still manager. We played them in, I believe it was the round of 16, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken. We won 2-0 at the San Siro. They beat us 1-0 at Anfield, but we still went through 2-1 aggregate. So that's the last time we played Inter Milan, I believe. We didn't play them last season. But look, Liverpool against Inter Milan, it's always a great, great game, let's be honest. It always entertains. Even against the AC Milan, these Italian teams are no mugs. They are proper teams. Now, as for the way Inter Milan will play the game, I'd imagine they'll probably do the whole score a goal and defend, but you know what the Italian teams are like. We all know what Italian teams are like. Should they go 1-0 up? Should they get the lead? They are very, very hard to break down. They are the masters of parking the bus and being defensively well organised and solid. So, not only do I think Liverpool could crumble if we go 1-0 down, I think we could struggle to break down the low block that Inter will probably play if we do go 1-0 down. And against low blocks, Liverpool are atrocious. We are really, really, really bad when it comes to low blocks. Cannot break them down to save our lives. So, yeah, very important that we switched on defensively. Konate shouldn't play the game. He should not play the game. If Konate plays this game, it's a disaster waiting to happen against Inter Milan away. You don't want to be playing that idiot in this game. So, what happens at centre back is interesting. I think he will play because Slot is a moron, but it should be Gomez. At least with Gomez, you have a little bit of a chance. He can't be as bad as Konate, and he's been relatively good when he's played at right back for the last 2 games that he did before Bradley came back. So I'd be going Gomez, but it will be Konate, and honestly, that's a disaster waiting to happen. It genuinely is a disaster waiting to happen. I remember a couple of years ago, we lost 4-1 to Naples, I believe, back in the 22-23 season. I can see a similar type result here, I'll be totally honest. I can just see a similar type result. I don't see Liverpool winning this game. I want to be confident. I want to be positive, but I just don't see it. If we can't even deal with Leeds away, if we can't even deal with Forest at home, if we can't even deal with Sunderland at home, how are we going to go away to Inter and get a good result? Genuinely, We're not. We're not. Genuinely, we're not. Big news for the game, however, people. Before I move on to my predicted lineup, no Mohamed Salah for this game. So Mohamed Salah looks like he won't be travelling with with the Liverpool team for the Inter Milan clash tomorrow. He'll be left out of the squad completely by Arne Slot. I can't say I'm surprised. I genuinely cannot say I'm surprised at that because obviously with what happened after the Leeds game, with the interview that followed with Mohamed Salah, he's obviously opened a can of worms here. So I'd imagine I can see why Arne Slot won't be playing him. He wants to make a statement. But it is stupid, let's be totally honest. Arne Slot has tried to make an example out of a club legend and it's completely backfired on his face. If you want to make an example, you make an example out of the likes of Gakpo or Kanate, players that have been underperforming. You don't try and make an example out of a club legend. But I get why he's doing it today. For this game, sorry. But it's going to backfire on him. Eventually he is going to end up losing his job. He is going to end up getting fired. And this is it's stupid. Slot has done something here. He's caused the issue here that he just should not have done. But of course, the big news is that Mohamed Salah will probably not travel for this game. He won't be in the starting lineup, of course, and he probably won't even be on the bench. So that's the big breaking news for the game. So yeah, what happens with Salah next? Very intriguing. Brighton maybe could be his last game as a Liverpool player, so we'll see where it goes from there. But no Salah for this game. So that's going to be 4 games in a row where Salah hasn't featured for Liverpool in the starting lineup. That's crazy. I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think we ever dropped Salah for 4 games. So yeah, no Salah for the game, obviously. Can't say even if he played, he'd make much of a difference because obviously, despite us being on his side on this argument, let's be honest, his performances this season haven't been very good at all. So I don't think he'd have made much difference even if he had played. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts and feelings on the game. I'm not confident, of course, but moving forward, guys, let's get into the predicted lineup for the video. Predicted lineup, the starting 11, my starting 11 for tomorrow's game. So if I can just share the screen. Hopefully you guys can still see us. Can you guys still see this? Yeah, hopefully you can. So, people, why is this here, man? These ads, man. Get lost. Don't want to send you no fucks. Bloody hell, lads. Apologies, people. I hate when... There we go, it's gone. So, yeah, here we go. Can we just ignore that there, people? I'm sorry, I can't really get rid of that. Can't do much about that. But, yeah, this is my predicted starting 11 for tomorrow's game against Inter Milan. Obviously, it's not too different from the lineup against Leeds and Sunderland, but let me just run you guys through it, of course. So, in goal, we have Alisson Becker. No surprises there. Standard at this point to for him to be in goal. Like I said, he wasn't great against Sunderland. He was a lot better against Leeds, more like his usual self. That feels mad to say, considering we conceded 3 goals, but he couldn't really do much about all 3 goals that we conceded there. So I feel bad for Alisson, best keeper in the world, but he's got such a poor defence in front of him. But yeah, Alisson in goal for this game. Right back, it will be Conor Bradley again. Now that Conor Bradley is back, I'm sure he will keep his position at right back. Now, I was a little bit torn on when I did my Leeds preview on who would play at right back, whether it be Bradley or whether Slot would stick with Gomez for 3 games in a row. Obviously, with Bradley being fit, he brought Bradley back into the team and Gomez was dropped. I don't see nothing similar happening here. I think Bradley now keeps his place at right back. Don't think Gomez will be brought back in now. I think he'll be back to holding the bench. He should be playing at centre back, like I said, but he won't be. So Bradley will be at right back again. Great to see Bradley back, by the way, as well. We've missed him. Centre back pairing, as much as we don't want it, it's going to be Virgil and Ibu. Like I just said a minute ago, it should be Gomez and Virgil. Let's be honest. Gomez and Van Dijk should be the partnership. Kanate needs to be dropped. For the love of God, this guy needs to be dropped because he's an accident waiting to happen in games. It's becoming standard now to expect Ibrahim Kanate, bozo Momo, or a screw up in a game. We lost that game against Leeds. We were 2-0 up, cruising, easily in control of the game. And Kanate gives away a needless penalty, and then we just crumble from there. He shouldn't be playing. He should have been dropped months ago at the beginning of the season. But hey ho, he's been playing every single game since then. even though he shouldn't be, which is crazy. But if he starts this game, I'm telling you guys, it is an accident waiting to happen. It's a disaster waiting to happen if Kanate starts this game because if he can't even deal with lead strikers, he's not going to have a hope in hell against Inter Milan strikers, an actual decent team. But yeah, that'll be the centre back pairing. At left back, I have gone with Andrew Robertson. I think Andrew Robertson will come back into the team. I did think Robertson would start against Leeds United, but obviously the manager decided to go with Kirkes again. Not sure why. But I think for this game, we'll get Robertson back in. I think at left back is the only real position where Slot is consistently rotating. So I think he'll rotate again. So I think Robbo will play at left back. Moving into midfield as the double pivot, I've got Gravenberch and McAllister. Obviously, Gravenberch, nothing needs to be said. Despite not being great, he's always going to be in the team. He's one of the first names in there no matter what. Next to him, it should be Curtis Jones. It should have been Curtis Jones against Leeds as well. Like I said, we need someone who's going to be a dog out there. We need someone who's going to be, who's going to have a bit of heart, who's going to have a lot of fight. And we were very soft against Leeds. So why cannot Jones didn't play that game is beyond me. It shouldn't be McAllister. McAllister wasn't great against Leeds, albeit he put in a great ball to Szoboszlai to put us 3-2 up. He wasn't great against Leeds, let's be honest. And he hasn't been the McAllister that we all know and love this season. He was last season. It should be Jones. Unfortunately, everyone, I feel the manager will stick with McAllister for this game. So yeah, I think McAllister and Gravenberch will be the double pivot for the game. Moving into the forward line now. Obviously, the big news, like I touched on earlier, Mohamed Salah will not feature for this game. He won't be in the team. He won't even be anywhere near with Bosch over playing, let's be honest, getting on the flight to Italy. So it will be, I believe, Dominic Szoboszlai at right wing again. Like I said, Dominic Szoboszlai, absolute warrior, man. The only player who, well, him, Ekitike, and Alisson are the only three players that are given 100% this season. However, I would still say he's been our best player this season by far. Put us 3-2 up at the weekend. Could have been the one who won us the game, except the defence let him down. So he's stepping up every single game and making a difference and giving 100%. But the team is consistently letting him down. And he's been relatively good. Every game he's played, he's been absolutely immense. And even at right wing, he's been relatively good as well, even though it's not his natural position. But I think, yeah, Szoboszlai off the right-hand side again. Obviously, with no Salah, it will be Sobo. So we're going to have 4 games in a row where we haven't had Salah in the team, which is crazy. But I've got no doubt that Dominic Szoboszlai will put in another very good shift here. In the number 10 position, it's going to be Florian Wirtz. Looking a lot better in recent weeks. A lot better. Very good against West Ham. Good against Sunderland too. Obviously, he's not getting goals and assists, so people won't talk about him. People won't notice him. But us Liverpool fans who are watching him week in, week out can see that he's definitely making progress. He's definitely starting to show why we bought him. So hopefully more of the same from Wirtz. He will play in the number 10 position. Off the left, this is the interesting one, everyone, because Cody Gakpo won't be travelling. So the player that the manager always plays off the left no matter what, Cody Gakpo, he won't be travelling for this game. He won't be in the team. So this begs the question, who plays at left wing? Chiesa, of course, as well, isn't going to be playing. So that's another issue in itself. So there's no Chiesa either to play off the left. Not that Chiesa would have played anyway, because Slot would never play that guy. So I think it's going to be Rio and Gamoa. Now, if Slot does this, he's a disgrace, I'll be totally honest. You absolutely ignore this kid all season after he scored the winning goal against St James's Park, against Newcastle United. And you just alienated him completely since then. And to now throw him in to Inter Milan away, a tough away game in the Champions League, that's no joke, would be absolutely like putting the lamb out to the slaughters. It's a disaster waiting to happen. His inexperience is going to show in this game. Let's be totally real about it. He shouldn't be playing the game. And this is exactly why we should not have sold Luis Diaz. Because we now have no one to play off that left-hand side if Cody Gakpo is out, which he is for this game. You're going to have to rely on a 17-year-old kid to bail you out. So as much as I don't want it to happen, I think it is going to be Rio and Gamoa off the left-hand side of the wing. Unfortunately. Hopefully he can have a good game though, because I do believe in the kid. I think he's definitely got potential to be a good player. Up top, I've gone with Hugo Ekitike. For me, Ekitike, like I said, one of 3 players that's been absolutely good this season, and that's Alisson, Szoboszlai, and Ekitike. Ekitike, what a signing! Come in, hit the ground running, hasn't needed time, absolute baller. Again, put us 2-0 up at the weekend at Ellen Road, scored a brace, could have scored a hat-trick. Why Slot took him off, I will never know. But he's been very good. Again, it should have been the Ekatike show and the Superstar show at the weekend. Ekatike scored 2 to put us in front. Superstar scored the 3rd to put us in front. They should have been talked about as the saviours of the game. But of course, the team let them down. And Ekatike, of course, has been the much better striker out of him and Isak. Isak, after scoring against West Ham, has not kicked on, let's be totally honest. It wasn't good against Sunderland. Ekatike, easily this season, has been the much better striker for Liverpool, so it should be him for this game as well. So I'm going to go with Ekatike as the striker. So that is my team to face Inter Milan tomorrow. Just to run you guys through it again. Alisson Becker in goal, Conor Bradley at right back, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate at centre back, Andrew Robertson at left back, Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch as the double pivot in midfield. Moving into the forward line, we have Dominic Szoboszlai off the right wing, Florian Wirtz as the attacking midfielder, 10 role, Rio Gamoa off the left wing, and of course up top as the striker, Hugo Ekatike. So that's my team, people, to face Inter Milan tomorrow. If I can just stop share screening that, get back in the middle. So everyone, it's the time of the video again. It's the time of the video again. Score prediction time. So, what's my score prediction? Now, I want to be confident. I want to sit here and be positive. I want to be bigging up the team. But let's be honest, if we're struggling against Leeds, if we're struggling against Sunderland, Forest, West Ham even, what hope do we have against Inter Milan, a European powerhouse? What hope do we have of going away to the San Siro and getting a win? 0, let's be honest. So, as much as I want to be positive, I can't see us getting a win here. Not the way we're playing. I can't even see a draw. So, unfortunately, I think this is going to be an Inter Milan win. And I hate to say that, but I just feel it's going to be an Inter Milan win. So, I'm going to go with a scoreline of 3-1. I think it will be Inter Milan 3, Liverpool 1. I hate to say that. It really hurts to say that. But the way we're playing, there's just not a hope in earth we're going to go away to Italy, to Inter Milan at the San Siro and get a win. It's just not going to happen. And of course, if we lose, it's going to be really, really detrimental to our hopes of qualifying from the top 8. But I just don't see a win. So I'm going to go with 3-1 Inter Milan as my score prediction. Can't believe I've said that, but I have. It's not the first time I've actually predicted a loss this season, to be fair. Can't remember the last time I predicted a win. I think I predicted a win last time against Brentford away, and we ended up losing. But yeah, it's just been a bad season, It just shows that us Liverpool fans have got nothing to be positive about, really. We've got really nothing at all. It's been one of them seasons. So yeah, we just got to try and get through it. Hopefully the manager's gone soon and we can bring in someone else. But yeah, other than that, everyone, that is it for the match preview today. I will be back tomorrow night after the game for my match reaction to the game. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, I'm actually a bit positive in that and I'm not ranting after Liverpool have been smoked again, but we probably know what's more likely. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to head off. Remember, on your way out, do drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Do sub to the channel as well. We're currently 48 subscribers away from 600, so if you can sub, it's much appreciated. And turn notifications on so you know whenever a video drops. And get down below in the comments as well, everyone. Give me your score prediction for the game. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the game. Are you confident? Are you not confident? And of course, let me know the team that you would pick for the game as well. Other than that, TLP out. I'll be back tomorrow with my match reaction. For now, speak to you guys soon. Stay good. Bye for now.